in May.
15th of May, Rabbi Furst, Mishna Berura.
Sorry, okay. So you don't build the base Knesset without, I guess, the approval of the city or of the rulers of the city?
Well, Ella begoyvel shel ir. You only build a Beit Knesset except in the heights of the city. You always build the Beit Knesset in the highest point in the city.
Umagbian oso achiye govo mikol bate ha'ir shemish tamshin bahem. And it has to be higher than any of the houses in the city that use or that are used.
That are used, that are like that the Fuki. So it's well, that's to exclude from, right?
Bironio.
Brionios. Perish binyanim asurim lenoi.
Lagoy. I guess government build. Does this mean government buildings?
I don't know exactly. The explanation is that it's these things which are one second. Let's see here. The Bir Halacha says, well, you're talking about Binyanim and Gedolim, the towers. Wasn't the Chazak? Okay, so the Bir Halacha, you see the Bir Halacha. Well, okay, I'll tell you what. Let's finish up the Machaber and the Roll. Let's finish the whole Halacha. We'll take the details one at a time. Let's see
okay.
Let's see the Halacha in its entirety.
Okay. Lafuka Baryanios, Migdalim She'im Nishtamshu Behem, and towers that aren't used. The Gag Shehu Meshupa Ve'eno Roy Lishtamish, and roofs are slanted that aren't fit to be used. Misharin Ad Hamakom Shehu Roy Lishtamish.
And you mean like you measure it from the point which is fit for use.
Oh,
let's
okay.
Say it's slanted. It's a part of it's slanted and part of it flattens out where you can start to use it. So you start the height which the base Knesset has to be above is above the point which is fit for use.
Dahainu she'im yesh aliyah takazar. If you have an attic under the roof, lote gavoa yote basic Knesset. The attic shouldn't be higher than basic Knesset. The Ramah and B'shas in the case of emergency, or sheish mitzvahs malchus, shenim rishayim lebanos beis hamikdash kadino, or you don't get permission from the king to build a basic Knesset of the proper height, but it's possible base alpha Shadirin Baaliyah. You can daven in a house where somebody is living on the upper story, Agabov. Uvad Yankenu Aliyah Shalav Benikius.
Benikius. Right.
Here of the upper story, it's clean.
Yeah, right. Meaning if there's it's very common in apartment buildings. So you might have a place where they daven in the apartment building, and there are apartments on top of the shul that's in the apartment building. So you have to be careful that there are no toilets or anything like that which are over the place where you're davening, where anything else might be unclean. We'll see more about that in the Mr. Brewer.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So let's see, that'll bring us to Sif Katan Dalit in the Mishna Berura.
Begavish Shalir, the high point of the sea, Shemar Barosh, Homios Tikra. It's a pasuk. I don't know where the pasuk's
Right.
from.
Right, I'm not sure where the pasuk is. Rosh Homos HaTikra, where is that from? I can find out. Interesting. Interesting. Hold
In
on.
Mishlei, 121.
Okay, thank you, Mayor.
Where's it, Mayor?
It's in Mishlei, chapter 1, verse 21,
Oh, okay.
according to my book.
Right. Uh-huh. Okay, very good, right?
Okay. Gavo Mina Mikol Bate it's higher than all the houses in the city. Shemar Leromim Es Beis Elokenu. Adorn or beautify the house of Hashem. Yesh Makomo Shein Yisharim Bized. There are places where people aren't careful about this. Of course, the Achronim write that the reason is even the Yesh Sham Harbe Bate Ovde Galilim, because there are many churches in the area, Shigolmi Basic Knesset that are higher than Basic Knesses. In Cain, Balav Lake Kara the base Knesses. Because if you were very careful about building, making sure it was high enough, you wouldn't be able to have a base Knesses. But in every place, it's good to be careful with this at the start. Whenever it's possible. Ki Gemara Hechmiru notice that the Gemara is very machmir about this. Ayin Sham the Cain Kosa B'Shari Tshuva. It's also written in the Shari Tshuva.
Right. Right. And yeah, the Gemara is very emphatic about making sure that the shul is built on the highest point in the city. Right.
Hayasu and Lenoy that are built for beauty.
Right.
It's read the first time. Okay, built for beauty. Ratzon wants to say Lenoy ba'alma, general beauty. The ain mishtamshin besochim klal. We don't use the inside at all. Lecheno fil habatim asmam go laceline ba. Even if they're tall, they don't. It's not a problem because they're not being used for anything. Al Gabov on top of you can have a house on top of the shul. But Shlomer in Cain, Beis HaKnesses Nemuch Mimkomo Diraso is under the place where you're living. Afilu Hachishar, even this is going to be permitted.
Right. Okay. Fine. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the Mishna Brewers on this. Could be, let's see.
That's interesting.
Yeah, let's see. If you have the Bear Hativ, why don't you take a look at the Bear Hativ? Let's see where the Bear Hativ is here.
Yeah.
Let's see. The Bear Hativ and the Shari Tshuva bring this down. They bring down the Gemara and Shabbos. They bring this Gemara and Shabbos. The stringency of this halacha. The Shari Tshuva. Take a look at the Berhativ and Sifkut and Gimel. Sifkut and Gimel.
Uksuvim,
Next one, Ha'ir.
Ha'ir, oh, okay, Ha'ir. Akshav ein Nizharim Bezer, we're not careful about this. Even the Soros, Akum, Begoven, Leka Hakara, Lebesa, Lechokai Gavna.
Right. The Beit Knesset, that's the Knesset Hagedolah. That's the reference. The Knesset Hagedolah, Magen Abraham.
Oh, okay. Right, got Kai Gavna Magen Avram.
So since Bisman is there, the government buildings are higher than anything. They make the Goyim make the government buildings higher than anything else. So therefore, there's no. We're not careful with doing this in our times because it won't be apparent that this is a shul, because there'll be other buildings higher than it anyway. Right, and take a look at the Sharet Tzion in Sifkat and Gimel. Sharet Tzion. No, excuse me, the Sharet Tshuva in Sifkat and Gimel.
Ha'ir.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know what the Ayin Beit Chaf.
Ayin Ber Hativ.
What's in the Berhativ of Ayin Be something in Gemara.
I think that's the Shilas and Shuvas no to be Yehuda Medur Tanina. No, I'm sorry. No, one second. Ayin Be
Sof.
Ayin Be 1 second.
No. I don't know what that abbreviation means.
I'm trying to find it myself. Bechor Shor, but that's a Rishon. Ayin Bechor Shor, that's the Shabbos. That's a commentary in the Masechta Shabbos.
Okay. Dim Hayu Ha'ir Nechreves, but also Avon. Okay, Ein Hakba Asid Lach Zira. What's he saying?
That the Gemara in Shabbos says, Im Chas v'Sholem, a city was destroyed because of this sin, that they didn't build the Beit Knesset at the highest point. So if the city was in fact destroyed because of that, the Kadosh Baruch will not allow the city to be rebuilt. Ad kan. End of quote from the Gemara.
Ayin Sham, L'chein Harbe Tzorich L'Zaher B'Kol Ma She'efshar. that you be very careful when you can. But these days, when you have,
Right.
apartment buildings.
Yep.
Even small apartment buildings, 5, 6 stories, you generally don't build shuls that large.
No, especially if you're in Manhattan, you'll never make it to the top of the Empire State Building.
Right.
So yeah, so there are a couple of there are a lot there are chuvas on this subject because as you see that according to Shari Tshuva, it says that you're really supposed to be careful with it. We call out the Efshar. As much as you can be careful with it, you should be careful with this. So there are a lot of chuvas. There are a lot of attempts to be mako for various different reasons. Because especially now, first of all, in Chutz La'aretz, as you see from the Mishnah Berura Shart seeing in Chutz La'aretz where the goyim were in control, and they may not allow it anyway. So that's number one. That's takes care of a lot of things in Chutz La'aretz. Number two, in Eretz Yisrael, it's more problematic, especially where they're building. You're building a moshav. You're building a city, Kiryat Sefer. That if it's possible to have the Beit Knesset built on the highest point in, say, Kiryat Sefer, in Beit Shemesh, for example. I mean, again, is it enough that one shul is at the highest point? All the shuls have to be located to the highest point. That's going to be pretty difficult for people if they all have to go to one location, from say 20 miles around to go to one location where it's the highest point. All right. So there are chuvas about this. I'd have to look into the chuvas to see exactly what the various different poskim, how they deal with the question here. Let's see here.
That's only a shul, right? I happened to be in Beit Shemesh yesterday,
Right.
and we davened in a school,
Right.
so that wouldn't count.
Probably not.
Okay.
The end of the halacha may apply, meaning if there's going to be if the place where they daven is on the lower floor and then so there are bathrooms above it and things like this, right?
Oh, okay.
So that could be um, a question.
Well, that's good because where we davened, it was not where the bathrooms were. The bathrooms were lower down, so that
So
was
they
good.
right. So if they were aware of this halacha, they probably tried to if
Mhm.
possible.
Okay, great.
So I'd have to see where this halacha actually comes in play. Let's see here. I'll see if I have a chance. Maybe I'll see if I can present some of the chuvas to you on the subject tomorrow. See how the poskim are dealing with it because it's a serious question, Lamaisa. And they try and generate different permissibilities about this. So Leonard, I'll try if I can't, maybe we'll take a short diversion and see if some of the discussions of what the various permissibilities are for this halacha, especially in light of the Gemara that the Sharet Tshuva brings down, that it's a very serious onish that the city, the Gemara brings down, the city was destroyed because of this and wasn't going to be, and is promised by Hashem not to be rebuilt. So okay, we'll take a look. Yeah, yep, they're posting to deal with this. Leonard, I'll see if I can present something for tomorrow, Leonard. Okay. In the meantime,
Very
maybe
good.
we'll stop here, and hopefully continue tomorrow, Mitzvah Shem.
All right, have a good day, everybody.
Right.
You too,
Very
Lauren.
good.
And
Have a good day.
Yashikaya.
See you all tomorrow. Be
Yeah,
well.
have a good day.
Thank you.